okay, they can't pick this Naga, they can't pick this like PL to maybe go against the bat, and then Slark just worked. So I'm liking. I think so of all the drafts I've seen so far, I've liked this draft from both teams, just picking certain heroes to counter the next and having kind of solutions to the problems they're trying to arise. So I really like the draft that they're going with so far.
Yeah, and I just feel like Forward are pulling in some of the older combinations, like Darkseer and ES. Like this is this is what used to dominate off lanes. It's just an easy combination. And you wanted that hero that's able to jump and have the Iron Shell. So heroes that can benefit from having Iron Shell. Same with the Ember Spirit. So Darkseer has a lot more sync in this. I kind of wonder, like, I'm wondering, like, how Snaking's meant to play this lane. Like, is this when you can actually creep skip with the Darkseer? Does this actually cause you more problems against a Sven who just sits under tower with Warlock?
Well, the issue with the Sven is if he has a good start to the game and actually gets the points in the cleave, he can actually play into the Darkseer. He can start clearing the waves, and the Darkseer will actually get pressured. So I think it's mainly about how they play the first wave. If they can pressure the Sven, because early on he is pretty weak. Nice.
That is one of the coolest things I've seen. MSS, please use that again. He's using his stick as a surfboard, and we get the music that goes along with it.
But yeah, I feel like if he tries to just skip and just allows the Sven to farm on the tower, especially with the Warlock, he's going to feel pressured later on in the game when the Earthquake wants to leave. So I think it's really crucial that they play into him right now.
Yeah, I want to watch and see how hard they can actually pressure him as well. Like up against a Warlock, like welcome to all the life. Mid lane's also going to be your other fun one, CCNC versus Fada, who is running this Omni Knight mid against the Ember Spirit. Like the panel were a little uncertain as well if Fada would end up there, but he's one of those old school players that always ran like utility items. Now he's just got utility abilities.
Well, Fata is very much a sacrificial core player for this team. Like the way that NiP draft, they always want to try and enable Ace. They want to give Ace the later pick, get the core matchup, and right now, like the Sven, they had to pick it early to prevent these other picks that Forward could have picked.
Oh, MSS and PPD having their own little bit of fun. I think MSS really wins in that battle, however. Warlock still got really good damage. Another thing as well, like Yawar hasn't actually got a stick yet. Like he's been stacked up to like 4 or 5 already, but he's getting no charges out of it, just brought tangos instead to the lane, so maybe didn't think that 33 was going to be as much of a presence in this top lane.
It's also, the lane's on the tower right now, so to get to the side shop, he puts himself in a vulnerable position, so if they did go on him, it's just unnecessary risk. The amount of times I've seen like carries run to buy this stick or whatever, and now they're just dead because they're so low level, so he's just playing it patient, and now he picks up. Now when the lane's pushed, and it's safe to go.
MSS, he's going to rolling border away. He's living life very much on the edge, and remember that 20 to 30 second change up. You can't just deny yourself to a tier 2 tower and think you're going to be good. And PPD will steal the invis room from bottom river.
He's just trying to be a nuisance. The only fear I have right now is that because the Darkseer is skipping, and now the Sven's just going to be able to get all the farm that he wants, right? He's going to easily be able to farm on the tower. It's still good for Forward though, because if you look at their draft, they got this Ember, and like the tempo they're going to have leaving laning phase is going to be insane. So it's like, as long as they have this tempo and they connect together and play off it, then it's fine. But if they just sit back and try and farm a bit more and just they struggle in the other lanes, then this Sven can be very scary.
Yep. So maybe that's when we start keeping our eye on the other lanes. Like Pyjamas still haven't really felt his presence on this top. Like 33 is always getting up in their face as Pyjamas just sits back behind the tower. He can't just spam harass it. Like he's still not even level 2 3 minutes into this game. They're not able to get any kind of pull. The next assassin's watching it too closely. Yeah,
this is such a hard lane to play as Jakiri, because as soon as you try and get out of position, especially when you got like 1 napalm, Jakiri's turn rate isn't even that good.
They're going to go for the stun up on top lane, and well, the damage onto Yawar is good. He can break free of the 6 sticky napalm charges that were up, but they're going to go again. See a sticky napalm up, put him into the fire, the jump forward, the leash onto 33, getting hit by the tower with the breathe fire. Yawar is able to claim the kill, and Nyx Assassin will cop a lot of damage as well by the tier 1 tower.
Just tanking the tower and also not respecting the slows from Jakiri. He hitting level 2 as well when they dove, so he was able to get the liquefy and the jaw breath onto the Batrider.
And that's the best scenario for Forward. If you rolling boulder forward, hoping for PPD, not going to happen. But top lane, here's your trouble again for the next assassin. Only able to stun up 1. Yawar once again claiming now his 2nd kill. 33 wants to do something about it, but there's not much he can do. There's always stick charges for Forward just to get their life back very quickly.
Yeah, they're going to need the Courier soon to bring out some more regen top. Or they're going to need Pyjamas to spam
33.
out the mana.
His Firefly just wore off, but he's hit by Door Breath, connected on as well by the Ice Path. 1 pounce up, so 33 pulled back in again. A mango charge. Dual breast coming off cooldown, but 33's got the movement speed thanks to his boots.
A free double tango, by the way. 33 just gave the branch and was like, you know what, please, eat this. Yo, well, I see you have low regen. Let me just give you an extra one.
He just came back down again. He was moving up the hill. The ice path and the dual breath will connect, and, well, Nyx is trying to help his Batrider get some more distance.
33 is one of those offlaners that does like to make these lanes just absolutely chaotic. Like, he normally plays up in the top side of the tree line, and he keeps just trying to be really obnoxious, so... Other than the first death, he's just doing the classic 33 plays, and he can't normally be as aggressive.
Very easy kill. PPD can't go 2-on-1, not against the Iron Shells as they start to raise in level.
But this is aggression that you expect from bot lane. You want to be getting these kills. As soon as the support comes over to try and annoy the Darkseer, you need this Earth Spirit to come in. So it's really crucial he just sits out of vision and then baits PPD into thinking he can get that extra right click off or do some annoying stuff.
They're going to get both the 5-minute runes on the bottom river. In fact, NIP, oh, hang on, no, MSS serves his way in and is able to claim one of the bounty runes, but there's still a 3-for-1 trade-off in favor of NIP. The only thing they get in return is forward shrine efficiency.
My only fear for Nip, though, is like in terms of the team fight, other than you got maybe Golem and then the initial like single target pickoffs you got from the Sven stun and stuff. Well, not really single target, but still, it's worrying like how they are going to take these like later game fights, how they're really going to be able to lock down this Slark properly. So
yeah, ends up getting very free, right? So is that when like, you can't even like Feather Bonds hold like with damage gain?
This Slark has by far a very free game if he gets to that stage of the game, and he will naturally get it with the pressure Darks and Ember will provide. He'll be able to always farm behind the pockets of aggression. So
does he try and actually like speed up that pace of the game position-wise? Like, does he get an aggressive item? There was always a thing with the Slark, right? Like can I Echo Saber? Should I get Shadow Blade? Should I go out fighting?
I've seen like I know Slark's not like a common pick, but for example, one build that I've seen some Slarks do is they just go like drum, diffusal, and they're just like really aggressive. The alternate is you can go for like a Midas, and then you can just sit back, farm a little bit, and then still go for the Echo Sabers or like these next like mid-tier items.
Nice rolling boulder away, gets a quick kick off, just slowing down Ace as well as Nyx Assassin. He's taunting as he's running away on the bottom lane. His rolling boulder will be on cooldown for a while, and MS says he cannot escape from this. A little bit of extra damage in thanks to the Iron Shell. But Snaking's already creep skipping almost at the tier 3 tower. And he can TP out as well. They forced Nyx Assassin to TP off the top lane, which is why Pyjamas and Yawar are already pounding into the tier 1. Maybe they even get themselves a kill, able to get the leash onto 33. Ice Path follow up as well. Shift up third essence. But Yawar, maybe a little too deep. Oh, that purification damage. Shadow Dance. They just have to stay on top of the little ball. But MSS, he'll come in to get us a follow-up kick. And 33's in a little bit of trouble thanks to CC and C's rotation. Both of the mids coming to the top lane.
This is just where the Batrider v Slark matchup is just, you think that you can get on him, but then he just always purges the sticky, and then you've lost all your damage on him. And especially with the changes to the ult as well, he's getting so much more regen when he dips into the tree line, so he's coming back into fights with that extra like 50, 60, 70 HP, and like that's the difference before. He's able to join the fight a couple seconds quicker.
It seems also like a great thing from forward, the fact that like they recognize that NIP TP down to the bottom lane. There was no extra support coming towards the top, so you bring 4, you will be able to win that fight. And Snaking, he never left. No. Like he's still forever creep skipping this bottom lane.
Well, that's the issue when you have the Warlock and the Nyx. Neither of these two supports can really push out this hero from farming this the lane. Sorry.
PPD gonna try and get as much damage into CCNC as possible. Still 10-1 charges for CCNC to use. Take some extra damage, and he's gonna find a regeneration rune. Bottle all up, back the hell up, and negate all of the influence that NIP just try to throw at him.
Yeah, as well with the Sven, like when you have Father playing this Omni Knight, you're just... Oh.
That was nice from 33. He was juking the trees as hard as he possibly could. Finally leashed up and brought down. Pyjamas will claim the kill. But Yawar's already sitting at like 3 permed and agility stolen. Like this will continue to increase if they keep coming to him.
Yeah, oh, and he's going for the Midas build. This is perfectly fine. I think he understands that he can just scale really like into the late game, and he has no real issues. Again, the only issue that I see is if this Sven does have a really good game, he's very explosive. Like he blows up all of these cores. Like other than maybe the Darkseer, if he does get like the Greaves and obviously these tankier items, all these heroes with 1 blink stun, they will just die.
Yeah, you actually mentioned like the Midas over on the Slark when Sven's already got his up and running.
Yeah.
He's at 5.2k net worth to the 4.1k of Slark. We're 9 minutes in, he's already ahead.
Yeah, but this is the issue. When the Darkseid does skip like this and they aren't playing aggressive, you already are giving this lane just free farm.
CCNC, maybe a little bit of trouble. Snaking, getting stunned up. 33's on top, and the Feather Bonds will start to connect everybody. However, and Snaking just wants to run it off. It won't happen. 33 will die as CCNC can Spirit kill him off. Finally, the Dominator creep actually is what dies.
But again,
200.
They're doing this 4-man rotation and the Slark's still just farming top. I think Nip needs to understand that the Slark is the problem in this game, and they should be trying to shut down his game so that they can then move into the mid game, not having this fear that the Slark's going to just suddenly take it away.
Maybe they'll think about that more once Ace is finished on bottom lane. Like, he triggers God Strength, he's pushing the tier 1 tower as quick as he possibly can. Because it was a heavy rotation from NIP, but they still only had, like, they didn't have their core there.
Sure.
Same way we watched OG play in the last series, right? Like, you farm up until you get to a good point, now you battle over the 10-minute runes, look for the kill onto MSS, and perfect positioning from Fada, ensuring that rolling boulder is not going to work. But Nyx Assassin will lose his life on the top to try and contest the other 10-minute runes.
Yeah, the Slark's still quite a way away from his might as well. It's like 300 gold. 340 gold actually, so they need to take this tower, this wave, and then he should be getting it.
Looks like Ace is able to do it. Even Handamises the catapult, so they keep this push going.
Ace is so fat actually. He's gonna have the X-Saber so quick, and
yeah,
like this is gonna be matched with the Warlock getting the tome and having the Golem. The Nyx is then gonna be scouting out, and I feel like the next team fight is going to be most likely Nip favored. Paladai
cancelled his TP. He was coming down to try and stop this. Now extra support rotates over. Snaking coming in with a giant wolf because that's what you need to have. CCNC will have to close the distance to get the Searing Chains off, but underneath the tier 1 tower, he's been surged up. He has the Iron Shell. More TP supports coming in from NIP. A Sleight of Fist. Now he's Defensive Spirit. It's on the other side of the tree lines. Nyx Assassin comes in close, but he couldn't get the Spike Carapace stun. So CCNC surged once again, just runs away.
It looked like that was a really smart play from the Jakira TP. Like he baits out the TP, makes his friend think he can go back to the tower in the next TP. I was like, that's some big brain stuff that could have happened. But sure, it didn't work out because obviously a longer TP, but it could have been big brain.
He's just trying to steal some stuff from Envy, right? Like, oh, I'm TPing out, everybody.
I'm TPing in vision, so the next guy's TPing in fog. I'll cancel mine, surprise, but...
Exactly. Still the tier 1 tower. It wasn't denied. It was brought within deny range by NIP, but somehow forward didn't hit the denial on it. Fada looking to run down CCNC, but you know he's going to jump back in a second. Or the Darkseer will just bring in an extra Iron Shell. If the Centaur can get the stomp right, able to get the lockdown, rolling boulder forward as well. And Fada's just taking through all of this. The Feather Bonds has connected him up once again as MSS dies in the trees under the fire and the flames. Another Dominator creep is about to die too. He's on 44 HP. One more attack will do it. Extra money, extra farm, and just stopping forwards. Very aggressive, like underneath tier 1s, tier 2s.
The Omni has 4 points of purification and Heavenly Grace. Like, he's gonna be so tanky. Like, trying to take this dive, it's like the same equivalent as trying to dive this Slark, right? The Slark's obnoxious and the Omni's obnoxious. So you need to
coming close.
Commit.
Nice Ice Path catching out too, combining with the Macro Pyre, but the better stun from Nyx Assassin. Safta, he hit it absolutely perfectly, but it's all about forwards. Just this never-ending bit of damage. Yuwa started this fight at 1/4 HP. He ends at the same amount of health.
Yeah, this Slark is having a great time, actually. Like, he's now got his Midas, he's chilling. And you'd think that the rotation from Sven, like, when he got his Midas and Echo Saber, you think he'd be a bit more, like, impactful, but just getting this Ice Path, like, standing inside the Macro Pyre, it's kind of sad. Like, I think the Jakira, sorry, not Jakira, the Sven needs to get to, like, the BKB Blink kind of crit level, and then that's when he's the scary hero on the map, so he should try and take his farm and just get...
We're gonna have to look at that initiation again, so the Ice Path, the double stun, triple stun looked very good, but they're burning so hard throughout this entire time.
They're just taking the entire fight inside a Macro Pyre, and I think most people know that Macro Pyre does a lot of damage, and normally you can walk away from it, but they just commit, thinking they could blow it up. But that's where the Sven does like damage, even though he has these items.
This just proves that NIP are not Targaryens.
Niche reference.
I think it's still pretty relevant. Forward, they're prepping for bottom lane fight. Freshly dominated Sada, going to work with MSS. They can just burn off this wave so quickly. And that's why Nyx Assassin.
Oh, the classic invis with Iron Shell, actually. Oh, it's so beautiful when you get to just walk around and maybe you find a support.
Well, they're hoping for one. Next won't find what he's looking for just yet. Yawar is the next rotation from NIP. They're headed towards the north. Ace and PPD posturing. As Fada just wants to pressure the tower, so anyone who wants to try and deny this won't happen, and they want to fight right. Like, you've got Chaotic offering up.
Like, it's like forward gaming, they're farming across the entire map. You've had Darks always skipping, Ember's like still connecting, making rotations and chipping, and other than, and not getting picked off. That's very disciplined actually, just making sure that he doesn't go for that extra right click or extra bit of annoyance. I think forward should be really happy right now. They're getting exactly what they want from the laning phase. Now that it's collapsed a little bit, they're just going to spend maybe a couple more minutes getting those key items, but the Shadow Blade on Slark maybe, and then they're just going to group up and probably try and take these big team fights to get map control.
I was actually kind of surprised to see him go for like the full Shadow Blade into Silver's Edge. He's got that queued up as well.
Yeah,
I'm wondering who his primary target is with this. Another battle for the 15-minute runes. PPD's already managed to claim one. Ace triggers the God Strength.
They should just back out
Spirit
right now.
Jump out. That's exactly what they're trying to do. 33 is going to stick with him. Hits the lasso, pulling back the Jakiro. So there goes that big AoE stun in the Ice Path.
But they've now just picked up the Shadow Blade. They're just going to group, reset, maybe, there's the smoke, and now they go. Sven just wasted his God Strength to kill a support. Like, this is like the perfect scenario. This is how Pyjamas likes to play, right? He likes to be this guy who runs up, forces some spells, and then allows his team to reset and go.
Spirit Jump, they're coming up to 33. CNC, he's not going to mess that type of move up. Gets a Syrian chains off. MSS needs to land the extra stuns. Jumps up high again. 33. He's moving up and down the cliffside, but the Stormbolt from Ace connects on his target. Snaking will make a couple of copies thanks to Darkseer Wall to help him kill off the ES, but Magnetize is very problematic for them. NIP, the ears are ringing, and Yawar is not done yet. He pounces forward, locking down the captain of NIP. PPD will fall.
This was pretty messy from forward, trying to commit so hard just for the Batrider. Sure, they got the kill on the Warlock at the end and the tower, but realistically, they need to make sure their initiation is much more cleaner.
Like this, Yawar pounces forward, going after 33. He's got that extra damage, but not enough of a follow-up. So he'll just Shadow Dance and TP himself away to safety.
Well, he doesn't have the damage right now. If he had like the Echo Saber plus something, then he can start actually killing these heroes. Right now, his only targets are probably the Warlock, really. Actually, Warlock's the only hero he can actually kill right now on the map by himself.
It's kind of the funny thing, right? Like in the previous games, Warlock was always able just to walk forward, cast Fatal Bonds, sit there casting Upheaval. But when you've got that hunting item early on, the Warlock, he doesn't have that backline he could just hide in.
Yeah, and especially the way that PPD plays, he normally doesn't have any items. So he's likely not going to progress to having a Ghost Scepter or a Glimmer. He's going to be on boots and a stick maybe at like 40 minutes. So don't expect him to suddenly be able to make these big bait plays on the Slark as well.
Yeah, I think they, like the panel's been talking about that, like the sacrificial 5 that PPD is, where most 5s these days are not. You end up having this like 3 2.5 cores being played. Well, pounds forward, secondary sentry being dropped, Macropire, but it won't matter. The Macropire burn is more than enough. Piloter didn't need to do anything more. He could just remain stunned.
Yeah, this is really good from forward, like actually making sure as soon as they get the Shadow Blade, they're trying to close out the map now. They're moving together. They are slowly, progressively getting wards in. You can see the one mid in the river, they got that ward out. And now, again, the one between the tier 1, tier 2 tower as well. So they are slowly making the map, like, controlling that right-hand side.
Yeah.
Because that's the key thing like teams need to do. They need to decide what side of the map they're trying to decide. After laning phase, it's not as simple as like bottom, left, top, right. It's going to be like, am I controlling their jungle and like the right-hand side, left-hand side?
Going in mid, Ace pulling out the damage, but Snaking causes some problems with actually his Centaur Stomp as well. The rock will drop, Fatal Bonds will connect him up, but now Ace can go to work. Forward gaming, they have to go on a full retreat, but Ember Spirit pull back. Remember, he's bonded up. Snaking wants to help him out, but what's he going to do? He's got nothing really to give. They get back under the shrine, begin the heal, but Ace, he actually jumps in. He's getting the cleave damage to go through to CCNC. Elder Spirit jump just a little bit further away, walk right back off cooldown, go for another run if you want to. MSS looking for the kick. NIP, you're looking at their sustain just going to work. Ace actually holding on to that war cry until they're all back together again.
Yeah, this is really good from Ace actually, jumping up there. He could potentially have been picked off as well if forward turned around a little bit quicker, knowing when the Earthquake rolled back in. But yeah, this is the scary part about the Sven. Like, he does destroy all these heroes if he actually gets to connect on them.
MSS coming in close. He's looking for some kind of kill. Misses with the kick, and all of NIP are backing up, but Yawa, he's going to find his target, maybe with the Iron Shell damage, his PPD. Well, you said it was the easiest target for him.
Yeah, he does not care at all. Look at how he runs back in. He knows, like, I'm giving my life away.
He does give it, however, extra agility points every single time that happens. Permanent agility. Never forget the counter. It's like teams who play against the Silencers. Like, I'm willing to sacrifice myself. Wait.
You know, the key one is actually Underlord. That's the one that everyone forgets because you get damage from the atrophy. But no, as well, like this is now the window for Forward to try and play into them. Like, the Sven doesn't have ult. They should at least try and maybe get a pick off or try and take this tier 1 tower and set up for... Like, their Roshan ability is really low. Like, they can never really do Roshan. And Nip are the team that potentially can once, like, when the Sven's got a bit more, like...
Yeah.
Bit more strength to him. So I think right now both teams are looking to more just position themselves and play off their cooldowns. None of them are going to be wanting to make these really wild moves.
33 needs to get the hell out of here because the rest of his team is coming. They're wrapping around under the cover of smoke. Okay, he wants to get in there. Finds Pyjamas, the Macro Pie Ice Path is out. He may think about TPing. PPD is the one who's nearby, and Pyjamas, okay, no, he can't. His TP's on cooldown. So hilariously enough, watching Jakiro burn is more just fundamentally ironic than anything else.
They did get 2 bounty runes from that. You know, the Batrider couldn't come and contest there.
There's your Warcry. Up again. Someone Warcry. God's strength. He buys the mech before death.
This Sven is so scary, actually. He just throws a stun out and it's like 3-4 hits and they're nearly dead. And he's only got like 2-3 out. Yeah, he's got Blink Echo Saber. And then sure, maybe the Midas for the attack speed, but...
He's trying to work into that BKB. Should also flag to the fact that 33 is building a BKB. No Blink Dagger, just went drums, and then is going directly into BKB after.
Well, Forward Gaming is incredibly reliant on like the vacuum, all this like magic damage and this control, right? So BKBs will just dismantle this team. The Slark does not like playing up against these tankier heroes. He likes to be able to pick off the squishy supports and then move on. And if these like bigger units are just buying these BKBs and stuff, like sure he might get the Warlock, but it's going to take him so much effort that his entire team's going to fall off just because of these early BKB purchases.
It's actually kind of funny too, like the Slarks are moving the extra vision looking for him. There was an Observer and Sentry down, they nailed that. And NIP's vision across the map is starting to get a little bit constricted. I say a little bit. I'm actually trying to find any of their Observer was they have planted.
Yeah, right now they don't actually have, I think, any on the map. They have, like, Forward has complete control of, like, the bottom jungle side pretty much, and Nip doesn't have anything. I know PPD has, like, 4 sentries on him and a couple wards, but that's... They're either going to have to make a good move into their jungle and try and deward it, but I personally think they should just try and play top now. They already know that the jungle's taken, so unless PPD wants to use quite a lot of resources to take over that jungle, they should just try and take over the left-hand side of the map, pretty much.
Well, they can give it a shot. Fada may be thinking a little bit more about teamfight now that Radiance has been completed on him. And we still haven't seen one of those, like, chaotic offerings of... And I'm really fearful of, like, what's coming from NIP's teamfight. It's always been a little bit late. Ace connects on his stun, looking for CCNC, but he always has that defensive remnant just to back out.
The itemization from Nip as well, that all their timings are going to align soon. The Sven's got his BKB, Batrider's like 500 gold away, and Omni Knight just got Radiance, right? So like you were saying, like, this is now a window for Nip to use the Golem to get the fight and then take an aggressive step.
Yeah. They just need that courier to come back alive again so they can get that BKB done. Because they're still walking around, like, it's still dead with the Oak Club. Pounced down by Yawar. They Iron Shell him up. Look how fast he moves. PPT primary target. He'll get the rock off, but Yawar won't care. Maybe with the follow-up stunts. Yep, Ember goes down as well. It's a good Darkseer wall causing problems, but Ace with this BKB, he wanted the fight. He body blocked MSS's rolling boulder away. Now he'll turn his attention over towards the Slark, who's got a hell of a lot of life. Bounces up and away, but the lasso is going to force him back into the fight. Ace wants his battle, and he'll find his kill over onto the Darkseer snaking, but the Stormbolt, Jakiro can't run away. And CCNC, what does he want? Yawar coming back in again for the fight, but they turn on GA. He can't do any kind of damage. Again, they have to disable back out, but the Spike Carapace has stunned up the Ember Spirit. He is just locked there. The Spirit moves so slow away. In death, it finishes its walk.
Forward Gaming just tried to fight into like Nip's most strongest power spike in this game, and they just can't deal with him. Like, the Sven destroys all these heroes like so easily. Like, they're so squishy, and I just don't think they respected that. Like, especially trying to take the fight in this condensed area. Sven loves these little these choke points, right? Being able to get this cleave, these like double stuns, and especially when you have this Omniac behind him.
Yawar, leave him alone! Leave him alone! Oh, actually, yeah, really, leave him alone. You're in a lot of trouble. Pounds up, at least get him out of the range of the upheaval. Got Shadow Dance available, but no TP scroll. He's just trying to get rid of the sticky napalm, and now into Shadow Dance. Sentry Ward's being planted, but they just follow the ball once again. Another Pounds forward, but Blink Daggers, okay, on cooldown, and Yawar will be able to escape.
But again, that is a reminder that this slot, if the game does go late enough, he can become very elusive and become unkillable, but the later the game goes, the more unkillable that Nip do get, right, with the items. So
yeah,
it's
the
like
more
the
lethal they get. Like Ace comes in, he's building a Bloodthorn. He just pops that on whoever the hell he wants.
I haven't seen a Bloodthorn on Sven for some time. Normally, carriers just go for the Daedalus because they like seeing the big numbers, right, when they get those hits off. So, but Bloodthorn's really nice as well, especially when the slot's not going for like a BKB or this Manta or anything to get rid of it.
Snaking. Woo! Quick search away. MSS going to go for a silence and a follow-up kick. Only connects over on 2 on the lasso. They just ensure this Darkseer cannot search himself away to safety.
Yeah, I feel like Forward's missing out their timings, really. Like, when you have this like very like magic damage-esque lineup, you really need to utilize your early strengths, and I think they've missed their window. And now the game's just kind of getting a lot harder. And again, you can see here, they're just going to get the next Roshan, they're going to wait for the next squad strength, and they're just going to go again. And they're going to just, yeah, I just don't know how Forwards can be able to take this fight unless they're able to kite out the BKBs, reset, then get the big vacuum.
Yeah.
Into obviously Ice Path and Macro.
It doesn't seem impossible for Forward to do that. Like, they do at least have some good control, some good ways for them to disengage. Yawar is kind of like one of the critical points of this, as now he's in a little bit of trouble. He's still got Shadow Dance available. CCNC is waiting, is hoping, like, oh, is anyone going to come in kill range? No? Okay. Cool.
That's your position 1 and 2, just chipping at a Batrider, and he's still like half HP, and they just poked him a little bit. Like, Forward should be really worried right now. Like, I think the most logical way of looking at this is they need to continuously skip the waves, just get the game to draw out a little bit, maybe get the BKBs to be lower, and then they can start taking like these better high ground fights. But right now, a 5-on-5 engagement is not what Forward should be looking for.
Yeah. And they do have a lot of power to do that split push. CCNC, like, he's elusive, Slark's elusive. You lose one, that's fair enough. You can actually see the way CCNC is atomizing. He's going for a Lincoln Sphere. So no easy way for the Batrider just to jump in and initiate, because he doesn't have a Yule Scepter or anything like that to trigger the Lincolns to then get the lasso.
Nip are just playing for these condensed fights where they're gonna go to a tower on objective and they're gonna fight in that area. They're not gonna try and like go around and cut around and blink in. Oh, how to say that?
Sacrifice him. Slark actually getting away. He's already got the Spirit Vessel on him. 65 seconds without buyback. Uh-oh.
Yeah. It's looking worrying for Forward. They're gonna maybe try and do some last ditch
And
push.
they found Snaking as well, and his creep too. The Centaur Stomp will come out. Like, he can mech up quickly, as well as one charge starts his own surge, but once again, this Spirit Vessel removing any kind of regen, any kind of sustain that Forward have just been exploiting so far.
And I think this is also a result of, see when PPD had all the wards, when they had none on the map, they moved to top, de-warded the area, placed the wards there as well. So they're now playing, like, they knew the next objective was Roshan. So after Roshan, what's that? It's going to be the top tier 2 or some engagement where they're farming. So I really like the vision as well from Nip.
Forward try and hold him back. Fortification from NIP to keep their creep wave alive while on bottom lane. A quick silence over on CCNC, but this is Ace using his Orchid to go to work and kill off CCNC. MSS will complete his TP out, but this has all been happening while Farda's been solo pushing in the mid lane. Like, the rest of his team arrived as well with him.
Again, it's such a good showing from Nip and how they utilize Ace in this team. Just always give him this call that can just...
Oh, MSS. He rolling balled us in. Where's the follow-up? Where's the support? Yawar, he's going to pounce in. The Ice Path now comes down, but you've already lost your ES. He never got his magnetized off. Snaking will get a 2-man back wall, but the GA turns on, and the BKBs for protection. Now the lasso dragging back the Darkseer. They want to try and find this kill. NIP just seem to be able to isolate kill after kill against Forward Gaming.
Yawar does no damage. This is like... They're going to have to somehow skip the wave, not let them ever get to the high ground to be able to even take a fight. Like,
yeah,
this Orchid purchase was also really good. He's able to pressure the Ember. The Ember as well hasn't got any way to deal with the silence, and the Slark as well can't deal with it. So itemization has been really good.
They're going to make that push even easier. A full Assault Cuirass coming out for Farda to go along with the Radiance. He's just enabling every push, every team fight. Ace has the money for the Bloodthorn too. Yawar's split push is not coming fast enough. He's looking for the damage you're talking about. He's trying to get into the MKB, but it's taking too long.
It's just that, like, Slark picks are normally good when there's 2, 3, like, heroes that you can pick off, and he can only kill the Warlock.
Yeah.
That's it. And if he ever jumps the Warlock, he's going to be near his team. There's no reason to be by himself. So the Slark pick is, even though it was good for the lane, overall in the game, he's only really good like ultra late game, like mid late, like maybe at the end, near the end of mid game, like he can maybe come in and start doing some stuff. But right now, with how cohesive and like together Nip's draft is and how they're wanting to play, this Slark has no value.
Yeah,
and that's the key reason why it fell off before. Is like teams
Nip coming again. Ooh. They're gonna get the Orchid onto Jakiro. Want to guarantee he's gonna pop snaking. Well, Ace has triggered the God Strength. No fortification available. It's still on cooldown for the moment.
The building's
so they
just
beat through
melt.
the tier 3 tower. Can CNC, no, he couldn't get the Searing Chains over on Ace. They will be able to get the Ice Path. The Range Rags is down with one more hit from Ace.
6 hits and that's gone.
They smoke up. They're looking for the fight. But where's your combination? Darkseer has the wall, but you've already lost Ember. He doesn't have buyback. MSS gets a pretty damn good hit, but Ace, the BKB, the cleave damage is way too much. PPD will drop the rock just for good measure.
You was just
33. There's your lasso. He wanted 2. He got the Aghanims upgrade, so he wanted more than just the 1. But 3 heroes down without buyback available. They could potentially just go for a GG push now. Or they could back up, take the 30-minute runes, and then just do it safe through the bottom.
Nip's not a team to try and actually go for the GG if they see it. They're always a team that even when they get their advantage, they're going to drop back. They're just going to get the bounty runes. They're going to maybe push in bot. Maybe if Roshan's up soon, they're going to probably just get that just to secure the game. I know it's 20k up, but there's no reason. There's literally no reason, especially when there's no God Strength.
And the Aegis timed out as well as they fell back. So yeah, they really understand their timings.
Wait 3 minutes or so, get the next Aegis, and now you just won the game. There's no need to make this any more complicated than it needs to be.
PPD's trying to push the money to its absolute
look at that
limit.
I think that's 1 more gold he just got there.
Huge.
Wow. Massive.
Unbelievable. Here's that push up on top lane once again.
But just look at this Ember, it just gets chunked down in like 4 hits. And then Yawar, when he comes in on the Batrider, look how much damage he's done. He's done like 5, 6 right clicks, and the Bat has, he just got the heal on him. Sven, passive, it's, shield, sorry.
Yeah, they fear nothing.
Yeah, there is nothing to fear. The forwards draft comes online between 10 to 15 minutes of the game.
We come back live when watching the Ember Spirit orchid it up. He's got no way to break free. CNC is not going to build a Manta in this game, and he's still looking for the Lincolns. It's taking him so long to reach this point. But the pressure is being applied. NIP know where they need to get Megas. Bottom lane is it. Forward know this is the last real fight they have, so they smoke up in the back lines. Iron Shell up everyone. There's your jump forward. Stormbolt with connects like already used, like forced to burn. The Shadow Dance, the Darkseer wall is down. NIP keep their distance. Sven comes in towards the front lines. They back him back in. They'll get the 2, combining with the Ice Path and the Macro Pyre. They just try and hold Sven in position. Remember, he doesn't have the Aegis, the Immortal, but Batrider, lasso, he finally finds his target. It's the Slark. It's the big one they want to bring down. Yawar is down without buyback available. Nyx Assassin still dropping down low too, but he's defensive Yule Scepter. He'll actually stay alive while Ace is continuously ripping apart the back lines.
Ace
and then they even get the aggressive MSS rolling boulder forward. Snaking wants to help out, but with Sven down and Omni Knight down, there is actually not a lot more standing between forward and killing up the rest of NIP. So many streaks being claimed. They need to kill off Nyx Assassin. The Spirit Vessel's done some work. Here's your jump forward. Oh, CNC. Where's the vision? There's the sentry. Jump forward, another Spirit forward, and another sentry. CNC can get the kill. Some huge streaks being ended, and they keep their bottom lane of racks alive. Forward hold for now.
I understand that the Ember did buy back for this, but I just feel Nip didn't need to force it. Like, the fact that they just took 2 racks, they just sat back. I expected them just to like kind of hold a line, you know, put some wards up. They had the double wards and high ground and both entry points on top side and bottom side, right, on the high ground.
Have you noticed also where PPD is?
He's still just chilling.
He hasn't left. Now he's going to TP out. He actually bought a gem before that fight began too, so a gem is also traded hands. It's in the hands of Jakiro right now.
I just think I know they're really strong and they can literally take any fight on the map, but as you can see here, like the Ace goes so deep to go onto the Slark, but with the defensive ultimate, he's now just being kited, right? He's chunking the tower, that's fine, but it's when in a second when you see him here, he runs in quite deep, and it's like he thinks with the BKB he's able to do this, but his team's not able to actually connect with him.
It's almost like they don't respect Macro Pyre, Darkseer, wall, forward in general.
Yeah, exactly. Like right here, as soon as his BKB wears out, he's sandwiched between the Ice Path and the side of the wall.
And that's just That's rough. You know, the funny thing is, like, you see the proper caster's curse. You know what? NIP, like, there's no need to risk anything. Like, you pull back, you take it easy, you don't go for the GG push. Whoops, hang on, maybe we forced that a little too hard.
Yeah, like this most likely won't change the outcome of this game. They're still going to go Roshan now, but it's just, did they need to make that play? Could they have just farmed up? They don't need any more items as well. That's clear. But could they just kept forward in their base, then gone to Roshan, then gone to the racks and made it like a clean execution?
Well, forward will look towards Roshan now. Every ultimate is up for them. Same thing as well for NIP. The Hellbear and Farder both scouted out. In fact, Roshan was happening. Or Roshan's up. But here's your level 25, Sven. We've got a plus 40 strength, God strength. Sure, why not? And he's already going to start on Roshan.
This is such a crucial fight, actually, from forward.
CCNC's got a haste rune before this fight begins. Or at least got some level of action rune. But NIP, they're wrapping around behind. They actually want to take the fight. Ace is not even hitting Roshan. He wants to battle into CCNC. There's a defensive spirit away for 33. He's jumping forward. He's got Blink BKB as well as the lasso. And looking forward, they just want to get up with the double lasso. He got both the cons and the crit, the cleave. CCNC will go down. The ice path won't do anything. No other BKBs protect him. Ace will have a double kill. 2 heroes down for such a time. It's almost an eternity. Yawar's battling as hard as he possibly can, but they're stunning him up even when he's just standing in position. There goes your Slark. And really, there goes the neighborhood. Snaking will die, and that's the game. That really is GG. NIP, they will move down mid lane. They do not need Roshan. GG is called. It's official. Game 1 goes to NIP.
Yeah, forward was so far behind that they knew they had to make this play. They knew they had to leave the base and contest this Roshan, otherwise they just lose anyway. And unfortunately, they weren't able to do it. They didn't have the items, and this Sven just the BKB, the Bloodthorn, the Blink as well. Like, how do you stop this man from hitting your heroes when you only have these basic stuns? You don't have any BKB piercing stuns.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. Like you think with the combination that forward had, like, you could add some pressure to him, but Sven was never really behind. He was always the #1 net worth, and it kind of comes back to the same debate that I think I was having with Kyle during the first series. Like, what happens with the Darkseer when you start to creep skip? Do you really get more out of this hero? Fundamentally, in the laning phase, do you stop these ones from becoming stronger than you? And what do you give in return? What did he give in return?
Exactly. It was the same thing. Nip played a Night Stalker into a Darkseer, and it was the exact same principle where the Darkseer was just skipping, and you had this Night Stalker who then had like a 4-minute level 6. He had insane map presence, and he just done everything on the map. So I think the old-fashioned Darkseer skipping waves, people just know it now. It's not as like scary as before where you don't know what you're doing. So yeah. I think teams just need to keep in mind that you can't just simply have this Darkseer, which is, though it's an insane hero, there needs to be more reason behind it, rather than just, I'm just going to skip waves. Because when you pick this Sven or this Night Stalker or this hero that can just utilize this space, then it's worrying.
Yeah, it really is, and it also just seems like NIP, having that combination, we've seen already the Warlock's effect, but having this Omni Knight in mid, he just seemed to enable NIP to just keep going and going as well. Like, I made the joke about it at the start of the game, like the man is on camera there on the left, Farder. He always played these utility heroes, like, they weren't ever utility. Like, I'm building a mech, what, on OD? Sure, okay, yeah, this works. But in fact, it's like you now have him working with the Warlock, able to go in deep. The early BKB itemization as well from the Batrider seemed to
it was just
really
good.
work.
I think overall, just Nip's draft, the way that they picked the Sven, which prevented like the potential Naga pick, which worked really well with the initial picks, maybe the PL to go against the Batrider. The Sven pick, it just kind of completed the draft. And then now you pick this Omni Knight as well to just enable him. And it's just so hard to kill him. And with forward lineup, BKBs just crushed them. So they have 2 BKBs and Omni Knight as well.
Yeah. It looked really good.
Yeah.
The panel was still 50-50 on it a little bit, but they leaned towards NIP, and it seems the panel was right.
Panel was always going to be right, wasn't it? Because we had Blitz and Purge here to give their predictions on the drafts. Congratulations to NIP winning their first game. This is a 2-game series. A reminder for you if you're just joining us here at ESL One Birmingham. Best of 2s all the way through the group stages. So another chance for Forward to get back into this series in Game 2. But let's break down Game number 1. Will, I don't want to put it all on one thing, but that was a good performance by Ace.
Oh yeah, he had what, like a 5-minute treads minus or something like that? Yeah, it said it was like 2.5 minutes faster than the patch fastest. It was insane. I just couldn't believe. Normally it's like 10 seconds, 15 seconds. Like, oh wow, good for him.
Yeah,
but this
2.5 minutes.
Insane. Like, he got us so much faster.
Crazy stuff. I think he had the most damage of any player at this tournament as well after 20 odd minutes. So.
He had 17 kills.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay then.
He's got a lot of numbers on his board.
Yeah. Yeah. Great Sven performance by Ace, but a good performance by NIP all round, Kevin.
Yeah, I think they all did quite well. Fada was surprisingly effective on the Omni Knight mid. Like it laned okay, but there was a couple times where Forward was trying to kill him, and they just couldn't kill him through Heavenly Grace because of the bonus strength and the bonus status resistance in the regen. And then later on, he would just put that on Sven and make Sven better. So it was like, normally when you put Omni as a core like that, it just kind of falls off because eventually you're just kind of like, who cares? Like,
no.
Yeah, okay, we can't kill him, but then when you can transfer to a hero that's not only gets those defensive bonuses, but also the offensive bonuses of more damage and then more cleave, and then when you ulti, all the strength that you get from Heavenly Grace is also increased as a percentage base. It's a really cool strategy and planning that they had for that hero.
Not the first time we've seen it in the last 2 days either. It was yesterday S4 using it for EG in a very similar kind of manner.
I don't know if they had a Sven that game. I don't remember, but
not a Sven, but in the way that they used the Omni Knight, very similar in terms of the way that they were using it almost as a tank to take all of the damage away from whoever they had on the back line to allow. I think it was the Leshrac actually with Samao that time round. But very similar ideal.
I just feel like it worked better this game because they were against like Iron Shell lineups, and Iron Shell lineups are like kind of like a run you down kind of thing. But if you have heals, it kind of offsets that a little bit because you're going to be able to not get outdived by it.
Good stuff. Great performance by NIP in game number 1. They've taken that game, and it's a vital match for both of these two teams who find themselves in 5th and 6th in their groups. Remember, the bottom 2 do not make it to the main event here at ESL One Birmingham. All on the line in game number 2. It's coming next.